I just know it's odds games. That's all that I know.
Okay, she said it's gonna be odds games, and she also said don't expect to win.
Yeah, we're not. We'll try our best.
Okay, what is
We're
this?
done.
Okay.
We have 5 minutes.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, so we have
1,
two
2.
knights.
Now, see,
we have
like,
two
this is an
knights, and we
example,
have a
you guys,
passed pawn.
where I probably will lose this game because of the piece of sword. Or actually, wait, no, I have 4. Oh my god, you guys, this is my game. I had this position as white against Maxime Vachier Lagrave in Cap de Agde 2008. It came out of the Volga Gambit. It was this Volga Gambit. It was D4 Knight F6 C4 C5 D5 B5 CB5 A6 F3 AB5 E4. Very, very famous game. I had.
What is he doing with his hands? He's already
Focus,
so like
focus.
so powerful.
So it was very monumental because it helped me win the win that match. It was like, I think that match was really, really close, and we were like tied.
Let's focus on the game,
but then when I won that match, or when I won the game, I won the match. 2008, Cap de Agde in France. Cap d'Agde. It was in France. 100%. 100%. It was out of the Benko Gambit. 100%.
Check, we can push.
So if we push, what does he do?
Yes, I mean,
knight
that
C6
game, it's been
to try to
analyzed many,
defend
many
to stop our
times.
pawn.
But yes,
Okay.
of course I remember that game.
If we check, he goes here.
Which seems nice, but then we're blocking. And then we could play like bishop c7 maybe and just kind of hold the king in there. c7, that's
What about
b4.
b4?
c7 seems way stronger. It's attacking the knight. It's controlling the d8 square of the king.
Okay.
So, and then he'll probably go knight to c6 after bishop c7.
Okay.
Okay, bishop c7, that's not a bad move by them. Now
I
again,
don't
this
think we
is
should be
winning for
following
white,
my
but I
ideas
don't know
here.
how
You are the
winning it
high-rated
is.
player.
Let's go here. I guess I have knight
He
d5 with the
invented this
bishop.
position.
Basically, what I need to do is I
Okay,
need to
just
get
focus,
this
just
bishop
focus.
out and
Don't-
get this rook out. If I get those pieces out, I can take advantage of these pawns on a4 and b2. But it's not, yeah, confirmed. Yeah, of course it was Cap d'Agde. It was the Benko Gambit game, obviously. Anyway, yeah. I mean, they have chances though. They have legitimate chances. I mean, the question is, does a5 works? If I get knight d5 bishop b4, I'm definitely
I like
winning.
castling.
But I think if they
Also,
get
or
a5,
king
fine.
f2, or
Actually,
king f2.
let me think. Was
We have
a4
5 minutes, so
best?
we should
What-
play,
I think
like,
in the
a
game I
5-minute
played
game,
bishop
eh?
a5
King
and rook
f2?
c8.
No, king f2 we're gonna get
I think the move is
well,
bishop
does
a5
that really
and
do
rook
anything? What about
c8. That
here,
is
so that
what
we
I
can
played,
push?
and then I just played a4
We
after
can
that.
push right now.
I could be wrong.
And then
I mean,
play
someone-
that.
someone-
Yeah, but
someone
then we
should
can
really
play
look the
bishop
game
a4
up.
and then
But
play
I think the
it.
correct move
Huh?
was
But we
bishop
can
a5
play
and rook
bishop
c8.
b6
I think this
later.
is trickier.
Sure.
No, because he goes here.
Oh, these
What
are
about
all
this?
games that I played.
No,
so,
well, let's
okay, so I'm
activate our
really
notes.
gonna have to
Oh,
stretch
I
my
thought
memory,
you
and we'll
wanted
see if I
this.
can remember. Okay, so a5 is logical. Now the
we're
question
down
is, does
to
knight
like
d5
time.
work or not?
Indeed, we
So
are.
knight
Okay,
d5
knight
was-
a7, let's play bishop
I can
a4.
throw in an in-betweener
Yeah, yeah.
check.
Okay.
So if white
Okay.
takes with the rook here, I throw in the in-betweener
well,
check.
what would
White
happen
blocks,
if
I
we just
take.
push
And white
again?
moves, I just take and bring the king out, and then
Why wouldn't we?
everything's very
Yeah,
nicely
wait, if we
made.
take and then we
Yeah.
push, what is his plan?
But yeah,
No,
so
well,
this
we
was the
can't do
game
this.
against
But we can always
Maxime.
move our king up, but he has
Yeah,
that bishop.
so,
He's gonna start. He's
I
gonna play
wonder
like
if they
bishop
know this was your
before
game.
check and try
No,
to start
because I mean,
taking our
again,
king.
this game, like,
That's why I think
I'll
maybe
give
we
you an
should-
even better
our bishop's
example. It's
hanging,
like,
so we have
I
to
think
do
I've
something
told
about
this
that.
before, but there was
Our bishop's under attack. Did we
there was
realize
this,
that?
yeah, I see.
during the Olympiad, I
Did
think
we even
in,
know?
in
We
Georgia.
obviously-
Why are you
So,
retreating?
I played a game against
Because I
Luke
wanna
versus
hold
John,
this
and after
square
the
so we can
game,
push
we
the
were at our
pawn
team
on
meeting
Ruski.
that evening.
Now
And
he's
Wesley
checking.
So,
Now the
like, he's
pawn's
like,
gone
he's
and,
like,
why are the
you
pawns
play,
I
you
was
play the
saying
Queen's
that.
Gambit accepted,
No, it's
and
fine.
he's
We have
like,
2
I
minutes
didn't know you
until
played the
you-
Queen's
No,
Gambit
he's gonna
accepted.
check, and then
So
he's
Wesley
gonna
and I
take
have
with
this
the knight.
conversation, and
Oh,
then
but we have
and then
rook
then
c8, so
basically
they
I told
actually
Wesley,
can't win
yeah,
the
I was
pawn.
playing, I
He
was
can't
playing,
move
I
the
was
knight
playing
because we have
the,
rook c8
I was
pinning the
playing the
king to the
Queen's
rook.
Gambit accepted all the
Sir.
time in 2011
Right?
and 2012, and Wesley simply, he had not
Say that
looked at
again?
any of those
Okay, I'll let
games.
you
So
calculate
when
that.
you're saying,
Chat's
do they know this
scaring
game?
me. We need you
they
guys to
actually should not know
support
this game.
us,
If they did, it would be
okay?
incredibly,
Come on,
it would be
believers.
incredibly
Okay,
surprising.
so king f2?
Yeah.
Okay, so I
If
can
he
take.
takes-
Then we take and we
Still
pin
not
them.
trivial,
No, we
though.
take
Even
the
though I
bishop
should be
and we
better,
play
it's
rook
still
c8.
not
It's not
easy.
gonna
You
take the
can't
pawn.
take. Okay.
No, I can't take. I can
So
take and
you
go
calculate
here.
this idea. I'm
It's
gonna
actually
calculate
still
bringing
quite
rook
tricky.
ideas.
Okay, sounds
Split
good.
Division of labor, like a communist party.
It's very tricky. It's not easy
I
to
don't
win
like
this. I
trading.
should. In fact, I don't think I'm winning. I probably can salvage this to make a draw. I mean, I can obviously take 3 pieces with knight a5.
Actually,
I'm
trading
gonna
is
try to
kind
be
of nice.
precise though. Let's see. King e7 looks reasonable. Takes and rook a8 looks
we
pretty
should trade.
reasonable. I'm not thrilled
Trade?
by it.
I mean,
but
our
I think
pawn's
it's good
hanging,
enough.
so we
Trade
have
and
to.
pray.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
We don't have much of a
Okay,
choice.
so
Otherwise,
I
we're
can
gonna
obviously
lose.
Jesus,
take and
I
take,
will make
or I
the
can
move.
just take and go rook a8.
I'll pray. You think?
No, you think.
I think
What
I'm
do you
just
mean
gonna take,
pray?
'cause
I don't
winning-
even believe in
winning
God. Come
percentages are
on,
much
focus.
higher if I keep the piece on the board here.
Our pawn's under attack. Rook
Check.
A1.
Show the real game.
Yeah, we should simplify.
Well, in the real
We're
game,
not
I won
good
bishop
with the
a5
bib.
and
Wait,
I won. I'm not certain of
What?
that, but
Why would we-
I feel pretty confident. in saying
Ah,
that.
this isn't
Bishop
even a
c5 is
good game to trade. We don't even want the rook versus the knight and the bishop.
Double up or no?
So
I
I mean,
guess.
it makes
These
sense.
odds are
Now I
a
have
scam.
2 minutes.
A rook
2
versus a
minutes.
knight
Now
and a
all
bishop
kinds
and
of
2 pawns
forks.
isn't even good. Like, it's over already.
I mean, I control
Stop
all the
getting
squares
your
here.
hopes down.
You just gave
Okay,
the
but now I
pawn.
just
Yes,
take,
because
and
we're gonna
now I
get
should
forced.
win.
What was I supposed to do?
Because now
We
after
can
rook
still fight for a
a5,
draw.
I mean, with the 3
Right.
pawns, very stable
Yeah.
king side, I
We have 1
should
minute
be able to
50.
win
Let's
this.
just play fast.
It's more now, it's a matter of
Don't tell me just
technique.
play fast because I
King,
I get the knight to
my
f4.
move.
This is also very
Rook check,
strong.
rook check. Give a rook a check.
No, because he comes
And
here, which
it's
he
all
wants.
pretty
He
good
wants
here.
that. Oh.
Yeah. Here?
But yeah, that's
Opa.
I can
Why?
play h6. I can also
Takes,
probably
we play
take.
here.
I'm just gonna. I hope I don't have to.
Trade,
It's
take.
gonna. I'm gonna laugh at it in like a knight
no?
and bishop versus
King
rook
G6.
endgame.
King G3.
Because
No,
that is
with
a
a king.
realistic possibility.
take and then
down
King
the road.
G3.
I don't want that. I want to go knight
Just fast and
d5
quick.
and knight f4 and
Oh,
plant.
wait, he's gonna go to
make the
F6.
Yeah,
dash on
so
f4
So king up.
and should
Yeah, I
be
don't
pretty
know what a
good.
plan is,
Let's
but
go here.
yeah.
It's away from the knight. We're not
Put the
gonna
knight
get
on
forced.
f4.
Easy.
Solidify
Here?
g5.
Yeah, and then he has. Yeah, I'll look for tactics. You play. That's the. You need to play fast. I'm gonna double check your moves.
Let's go here. Hit the pawn.
Yell if
Rook
I'm wrong.
C, knight
Go
C3 is coming.
here. Create the bastion with
not.
the pawn supporting it. And now the pawn's
pawn.
under attack, and this should be
Rook
winning.
B1.
Okay, I moved the king
But
out.
now you can't defend
Now
your
you lose
pawn.
Well, I
pawn. Yeah,
couldn't
now
defend
now
it.
this
you
is
could have.
probably
You had
wasted.
rook
It was
B1.
attacked twice,
And
bro.
you had 2 rooks defending it.
Yeah. Oh, I played bishop a5 and
Well,
rook
you
c8
should
in the
yell.
game.
Oh, what was I blind?
Good to see
Oh my
that
God,
even
thank
now.
you so much,
Now,
Focus!
13 years
Thank you,
later, I
Anna.
still remember the best line.
Shit. Our pawn's gone, dude. It's gone.
Okay, so now I mean I can
Maybe we
obviously
should
take and
trade,
win
we'll
this
get a
very
draw.
technically, but I'm
Thank
not really
you
in the
so
mood
much,
to have to
Anna. We
grind
really
out some
appreciate
ridiculously
it.
long
Sorry,
endgame
we're
with
very
a
stressed
bishop
right now.
knight, potentially.
So if they
Although,
take
you
the
know
bishop,
what?
we play
Let's
rook
do it.
B1.
Let's do it.
Straight,
Why
and we
not?
hope for draw.
Let's go
Yeah,
here.
this could be a draw,
Go
right?
here. And now the way that you
So
win
a
this is
lot
I'm
of
just
things are
gonna have to
theoretically
remaneuver, reroute the knight, and collect the pawn on f3 with the knight and the bishop.
40 seconds.
Now I take, and if they take, I just
Yeah,
take back,
we lost.
and I just move the knight back
It's
around.
over.
Is there
Actually,
any
knight
last tricks?
h2 is good enough to hit the pawn, and now I go here and collect.
You think he's gonna fall for
and
tricks?
it's pretty routine now.
Chessbait, do you want us to resign these or do you want us to try? No, I think this is
But yeah, if they had played bishop a5 and
I
rook
think we
c8, it
should
would have been
resign
very
these.
interesting to see
Yeah, I
if
think
they would have
this is lost.
survived in that one.
Oh,
I'm
so
gonna
these
mute
are
myself.
Hikaru's games
Okay,
that
wait,
he
let's
won.
Yeah.
So I heard that you had this position against MVL before.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of started to realize around the time you guys made the first move. Basically, the point is that at the start, I don't know what the evaluation is, but if you play like bishop a5 and rook c8, black can never really get the knight, the rook, and the bishop into the game. Whereas in the game, like even though I think white is still probably better, once like I get the knight to c6, I'm going to be able to move the knight from e7, get the bishop out, and kind of defend it.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
It's interesting because our intuition was to start with bishop a5 check, but then we decided to push the pawn. We couldn't decide on the first plan, which I guess is where it's more important.
Well, I mean, I think actually the other thing is when you look at like the pieces. I mean, I have 2 pieces for a rook and a pawn basically. So if I can get my development, if I can complete the development on the king side, then probably I'm gonna have a fighting chance in the game. And so that's why, like, when you think about the long term, it's like you probably have to try to do something right away, especially because a4 a5 I don't think just wins on the spot, but still a4 or bishop a5 are probably the 2 best ideas. So it does make a lot of sense.
Makes sense.
Yeah, and Chessbait said it's +3 in this position.
Right. I think the only question is bishop a5 the only move that keeps it at that. That's what I'm not sure about. If there are other ways.
Your development just was so fast after.
Yeah, I mean, I think you guys still probably could have drawn it there, but the chances of like winning, I think, is once you don't play bishop a5, it becomes very, very difficult. I'm sure computer probably says something, but even to me, just looking at it, it doesn't look obvious at all. Once, I mean, probably what you do is after king e8, you go like bishop b6 and try somehow to run the a pawn. That's probably the way that you try to win, but it's already very, very complicated.
Yeah, but it was a fun position anyway.
Yeah, I mean, if you had played bishop a5, I think you guys would have won. I'm
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. So we'll take the
We'll approach
compliment.
these more like positional puzzles.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
All right.
All right. Good
All right, let's
luck,
do the next
Hikaru.
Good game.
Yeah, it was a good game. Do you guys actually? I Oh, they muted. Never mind. That's
No,
fine.
we're
We'll-
We unmuted. We unmuted.
No, I was just gonna ask you guys, or well, okay, we'll talk after.
Okay, good luck.
All right, okay. What is this? Wait a second. This is weird. I have a bishop on g6, which okay, this one I'm gonna bet that I don't remember because this is from the dark days when I was playing. This must come out of a Shveshnikov. I mean, they should just play king h1 and then I have to think because of course if you take, you just get fossilized with bishop c2. So it's king h1. Okay, this one is from the dark days when I was playing the Shveshnikov, so it's probably like 15 or 16. I'm gonna take a. Oh man, could it have been that game? Could it have been that game against the Dutch guy from Vicon Z? Is what I'm trying to remember. I'm gonna take a guess that this is my game from Vicon Z in 2000 and what was the first year I even played there? Maybe 2005 or 6. I'm gonna guess this was a game against 2005 or 6 against, I think it was John Vandervide or Vandervide, I think was his name. I'm gonna take a guess that's what it was. Oh, it's me versus Shirov. I thought I had to be, I thought because I was black I had to have been black in the game. Okay, so it's okay, so I could be either color. That's actually useful to know. Okay, that's very useful to know because I assumed that it was a game where I was playing the side that I was. Okay, that's fine. Okay, makes sense. That being said, this is a very bad position for black, so I'm gonna take. I'm not sure if I'm gonna survive this one.
What do we do
Queen
after
a4.
this? No, but he pushes
Then,
d5.
but then the rook's hanging, and we have bishop c6 check. I feel like I don't.
Our
think...
rook is also hanging though.
I know, but we can defend it with the queen after bishop check,
Like here.
or on c2.
You're right, I was white. What am I thinking?
I think this is
I
black.
just got it wrong.
Oh,
Okay, I
Doug,
just
yeah,
got it
give the
completely
check.
wrong. I'm an idiot.
No
I think we just have to play the most
Devushka.
forcing line,
Such
but I have
an
no
idiot.
clue. This
And
looks
say
good
hello
though.
to
Okay.
Mr. King
I
of
think I'm gonna move my king, maybe
Papa.
king d7
Yeah,
is an
okay.
idea here.
So now if we
Rook
play
here.
rook a to f1 and
He
we're
was
attacking
this.
there.
Now this position,
but-
however, is
Wait,
much
wait.
unlike the
We
other one. I think
push,
it's much harder
he
to play
takes,
for them
we play
because there
queen
isn't the
here.
Yeah, we
imbalance
go
where
for
the
but then
yeah,
well,
yeah,
no, but he has
it's
rook
very
g. He has rook
complex.
d7. You're
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
And
but
even
it's-
here,
but
did
then
this
we take
happen
check.
in the game? It's very weird. Queen a4 definitely didn't happen. I feel like
Let me
maybe
think,
I had
let
this
me
position. I played rook d2.
Or no, we take
That's
on
my
f7,
best
so we have
guess,
our rook.
at least, but I'm not sure.
Dude, you're giving a.
No,
What
no.
are you saying?
Here,
But that
here,
would be my
here,
guess.
Here.
Yeah, rook takes. Yeah, rook takes. Go. Okay,
then
play.
It
play.
makes
Rook
sense.
F1.
So it's the
Yeah.
opposite. If I'm black, I was white. If I'm white, if I have the white piece in the game, then I was black in the. Then I was black.
Yeah, he's not gonna play bishop d3 because bishop.
Because
d2
it's probably
is gonna-
games that I won,
So yeah, our
which
plan
makes
now
sense. So
is
it's
like
games that I
queen
won,
d7.
but
Okay, so what else is he gonna play?
it's probably games that I
What
won,
if he
but
does
I'm
a
gonna play it
patient
from the
move
other
like
side because I
this?
won
Then
them,
we
so I
take a
played from the
risky?
worse side.
No, I think
Yeah,
I don't
bishop
think we're taking
d3,
pawns
bishop
here. I think we
d5,
need to
very
attack as much.
tricky.
If he plays there,
Fine, we
maybe
play here.
This one
that's
is
what I
actually
was
quite.
thinking, but
This
that's
is
not a
actually
huge
very
Oh,
threat
here,
dangerous
yet.
to play.
Maybe
Maybe
queen
E4?
d7 first.
Queen d7 looks more juicy.
That's what I was thinking.
This is very
Attacking the
dangerous to
d6
play.
pawn.
Okay, let's go e4.
Oh, okay. Not think of this one.
This is not
I'm
clear cut
thinking-
at all. Which is how you know that was bad.
Whoa, can we
Well,
play here?
hold on. Let's calculate. Okay, well, I bet Hikaru calculated.
I mean, I think they
Stop
could win.
thinking-
That other
stop
game, if they
playing
played bishop a5, rook c8, I think they would have won the game.
No, because if we take the queen,
I think they would have
takes-
won.
But
No.
then we could take on f7. So, and
At
if we
least
take
that
the
would be
bishop,
my
then we
guess.
still take on f7. So
Oh, did I
that's
just
a free
blunder bishop
pawn right now.
e4? I just. Oh wait, no, I have
Queen takes,
b5.
bishop takes. Okay, it's not a free
I
pawn.
actually
because we're
almost
down
just
a
blundered
piece
this.
No,
I think
E4
I'm
is
very
the free
lucky
pawn.
I
We're gonna
have
mate him
b5,
if he
'cause otherwise
takes
that would
back.
have been a
Takes with
huge
the queen.
blunder.
And then we take on f7. Bishop takes. We
That was
take the
actually
queen
very
for free.
poor by me. I
Okay.
just forgot that
Sure?
bishop takes e4.
Well, I didn't finish
Right, now I go
calculating what happens if
b5.
he doesn't take. I wasn't even done with
I don't really
calculating,
know if this
dude.
is working. I think it's actually somehow working, even though it shouldn't be working.
Should've
It really
been
should not be working, but I
calculating.
think
We didn't look
somehow
at
it's
any other
actually working
lines.
for me
Okay.
here.
Dang.
I mean, queen
Well,
b3, I take,
no,
take
I-
and go king
Play
e8.
here. And then we have this threat still.
This is very
So-
tricky.
What if? What if?
I completely
Could
missed
we
bishop
take
e4,
on
though.
g6? They take their
But it's a
queen.
good
we take on
example of,
f7.
like,
I
you-
looked at,
how-
okay,
how
you
tricky
calculate
this is
this.
to
I'm gonna
play.
calculate if it doesn't work. Okay.
It definitely works
I mean,
because you
can
have
they
rook
actually
f3 attacking
take,
the
but then I
queen.
take,
And then
go
but then
king
we're going
e8.
to the
It's
end
still
game.
very
but,
tricky.
Okay, we're going to an equal
Are
game
you
against
saying
Hikaru.
that- okay, no, equal. We're playing for advantage here.
No, but that might
Let's
be our
see.
only move right now.
No, because there's also this and this.
Let's see what they're gonna play here. Why is my rating so low? Because it's a different format. It's with an
So
auto
this
set.
line works.
So I never played with
Queen
these kinds of
B3,
odds.
queen takes bishop.
All right, just never
What
played
do
these
we
kinds of
do?
odd games generally.
When king runs away.
Why can't they take the rook? Because then you lose the queen on a4 here.
And
So
then we're just down a piece, and we don't have that much counterplay. But it's
What about here?
I'm not really sure
bishop
though.
takes.
We can also
Can they play
this,
queen d1? But then I go queen e4. I mean, they basically have 1, 2,
because queen takes
3 candidate
we
moves. I
take
think
again,
maybe they have bishop. I mean, bishop g6 seems like the most logical move.
and it's the same line as before, right?
But again,
still like
even there,
the
I have like queen
endgame.
f2 as well. It's still
It's not
very,
winning,
very
but
tricky.
I don't think we might
Do I
not
think I
have
can
a win.
hold
I
this?
still like taking the bishop because
maybe
he'll
I'm
beat us
not
in
sure.
endgame, but at least it's our best.
How is this a good line? What do you do after this? And then he plays.
Then
No,
rook
it's not.
f3,
This is just
I
an
win your
actual
queen, you
position
take
from
my
the game.
bishop.
It's not random at all.
And we go into the endgame, you have doubled pawns and 2 isolated pawns.
You sure?
But it's an
Yes.
example of like even here, even though I think
Wait,
queen a4 was
check it over.
imprecise of how bad this
We have
position really
56
is
seconds.
for
I'm checking
black.
over
Let's take and go
nothing.
here. Okay, they do this one.
Take
Now
the
the other
queen,
one was
you can
better.
queen.
They rook g7, rook g8 I think was a little bit
Yeah, and
more
this is our most
precise.
equal
Let's take.
shot. Obviously, he's gonna beat us because he's better than us.
Stop
but
saying
it's a
that.
good position.
One.
It's a
Stop
good
it.
position.
I
Stop
can go
it.
rook b8
Stop.
maybe.
I don't
also
like
go rook
this, and I
e8.
have 54
There are
seconds.
multiple
It's
rook
making
moves
me
here.
Okay,
that
play
make
rook
sense.
d4
Rook
next.
b8.
Or not. Our pawn's
as
hanging
well.
to the
Yes.
Let's just go here. I'm actually down a pawn, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I'm down a pawn. Let's go a3.
Take or push?
Tricky
Push.
spot here. B3.
And then we have rook
I can
a4.
definitely draw. So, I mean, I guess
rook
I'll try
a4
to
now.
flag. But see, this position is just really, really hard to play.
Take that one first.
Yeah, I missed
Probably
that.
do
Let's go here.
Nice, nice, nice.
here,
Okay, I
d4
watched
maybe?
tactics. You play fast.
I have a passed pawn. I mean, this pawn is very advanced.
We
If
know
if it gets free, the juice is loose here with the rook behind the pawn. Let's keep going. When you have a pass pawn, you always want to push
Now
the pass pawn.
Rook b8.
That's one
Go.
of the most
Rook
basic
b8.
rules
Here,
about
okay.
endgames is you always
No,
want to
'cause
push
now
the
he's gonna move
pass
his king.
pawns.
Rook b8 now. Rook b8.
What is it
Oh,
gonna
it doesn't
do?
work.
They also
yeah.
don't have
Yes,
any
it does.
pawn
Yes,
here, I
it.
just
Oh
realized,
shit,
so
no, it
it's
doesn't because his king. comes in.
Pretty tricky here.
Fuck. Play it anyway.
Oh god, I'm not.
Okay, and now my king is starting to come in here.
King rook down.
This
Yeah,
king
I
is
mean-
so
Rookie,
fast.
rookie 2. King's coming. King G. Okay.
Okay,
There's
now my
nothing
king.
I can do.
Did I just blunder somehow?
Yeah, we just didn't have any time.
If I queen,
He
is there
promotes, we don't
some
even
funky
have a draw.
check?
It's over.
Wait, if I queen, rook
Is this
f2,
a-
king
He
e3,
promotes
rook
queen,
e1.
rook
Yeah,
f2,
I actually
king
kind of
e1.
made
Oh,
a
we have
blunder
perpetual.
here.
Well, he's
He
not-
But
can't
it still
promote
should
because
be
we have
winning with
perpetual.
rook c1.
This king's gonna escape.
Let's go
to
this
c2.
way and then that way.
Well, I don't really have many options.
I know, I know.
Let's go here.
And I also have no time. Very fun.
And now I think now it
We're
just
gonna
wins
flag.
because
Yeah.
the 2 rooks are too
We're
strong.
gonna flag. I
here.
don't know what else to do.
They're
here.
just too strong.
Yeah, it's over.
Oh,
Oh, we should have. We need to be a little bit faster.
Well, I'm trying. Good game. Good game.
I think you guys missed a win though. Like you found bishop e4, which was really good, but instead of rook f3, I think rook g7 was winning.
1 second. We're catching up there.
Oh.
Yeah.
We spent so much time fighting over whether we should take the bishop or not, and then we never spent time calculating other options than rook f3.
Wait, on which move? So
I
you're
mean,
saying bishop-
after king e8, after rook takes f7, king e8,
Mhm.
I think rook g7 is probably winning.
Rook g7. Oh my goodness.
I mean, I'm not sure like that what you did wasn't winning. Also, I mean, probably both ways win, but I thought rook g7 might have been a little bit cleaner.
Yeah. It makes a
then
lot
do
more
we take
sense.
on g8 after king d8.
And a8.
Yeah, you basically. I mean, I should take the bishop, but yeah, you take both rooks, and I think it's just winning, basically.
Yeah, that
except where
makes
my
sense.
pawns are.
Yeah, these are not the prettiest pawns we've seen.
I mean, what you did is probably winning. Also, I just thought this might be a little bit simpler technically, but still, you found bishop e4, which actually I completely overlooked in the game. But it's a pretty bad position for black, regardless. So that was a good game.
Yeah, Andrea found bishop takes g6. We're calculating the options there, and then we figured we had sunk so much time.
We
that
already
might as well
pre-moved
go
rook
for it.
f3. We didn't even look at rook g7.
Exactly, because we spent all of our time thinking if this was bishop takes g6 was the best option.
Right. I mean, I'm sure there are other ways to win too, but yeah, once you see bishop g6 and then like rook f3, that also makes a lot of sense. And then the end game, it was winning for you guys for sure, but you used too much time to that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard once we've used the time to try and not somehow choke it.
Yeah, I mean, when you get low, it's very difficult, obviously. So Yeah, but
We'll
was
get
good
one
too.
of these, maybe. Just be a little nervous.
I mean, I think you could have won either of the first two. I would say that like they neither of these first two required like Bishop A5 Rook C8. I mean, if you had seen it, you would have won. But this one also, if you hadn't used as much time, I think you would have won this one. So it's not like it's where it's like there's only one move that wins. The positions have just been very, very good generally.
Yeah. I'm digging these positions. These are fun ones. Where was this from?
This was from Vachier in 2010. It was a game against Alexei Shirov. So of course I had the white pieces in that game, and I think I won that game to get off to like a 5-0 start. It was a good game.
a good one to be chosen to relive the experience, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
well, I think we're ready for the next one.
Sounds good.
Okay.
All right, let's try to get it. Good luck.
Good
Okay,
luck.
we should have to be faster. I'll look for tactics.
Okay, you guys. So this okay, so this means that this means that I had black in this game. What?
Focus. We're already wasting 10 seconds. Queen H4 is what I'm thinking.
Fits many openings.
Or
the structure fits a
so we
King's
play knight
Indian
F6 and they're gonna
and a
push, right?
Grunfeld.
I really
Why
like
do I
Queen
think
H4
why
attacks
do I
on
have this weird
F4.
feeling this is my game against Fabiano or something.
And then if he pushes, we have this.
Is this?
If he plays here, what do we do?
This is very weird looking at it from the other side.
Then the queen is gonna be pinned to the pawn and we can play like knight F6. Do it. Knight F6.
I have no idea. My
I guess
instinct
we don't
is
have
that
knight
this is a
G4
game.
though.
It's
I think
wrong
this
though
is
because I
the
didn't play
first
Queen
move,
H4 against Fabiano.
now they're gonna
Again,
play
the whole
rook
king side got
F1.
fixed up. So it's not Fabiano. How's there a bishop on
Knight
He
F6.
has
D4?
this push. That's annoying, right?
I know. I
No,
mean, of course I can flip the
I feel
board.
like-
I mean,
I think we can.
who is this
Stack.
against?
Sack.
Yeah.
where?
Okay, I should move first.
I
But
was thinking stuck on the
Wait,
pawn.
who is
Okay,
this
okay.
against? This structure is what's really confusing me because it can come out of any different opening.
Still like.
What was this game?
You also have C4 and knight C5, but I need some of
I have
your
no
ideas. I
idea
just
what
want us
this
to
is
play
from.
fast.
There are too many openings. So it
What
feels
does
like a
this
D4
do?
opening, but it could be an
Nothing. He
E4
just
opening.
pushes.
I like this. I think this is
Oh, it's Hari. Oh, it's
I'm
that
always
knight.
scared that
It's
we
that
didn't play
knight
the
6
right
knight
person.
It
G7
doesn't
game
matter. Let's just play
from
it,
Tata
because we're
Steel
spending
India.
too much time worrying. We
Yeah,
just
we're
play the
spending
right
so
thing.
much
Yeah,
time.
see, the
Let's
problem
try
is
to
that
get
with
a
this
good
game, it's not overly memorable. But then secondly, the structure
Yeah,
can
knight
come out of too many different
C4,
openings. There's just
knight
too many
C5,
openings this can
maybe
come
go
from.
to
It can be a
E6.
Grunfeld. It could be a King's
then we'll
Indian.
just
It can
push,
obviously
right?
E4,
No,
E5
but
like
then-
in that
then
game.
we'll have
There's
bishop.
just too many,
So
too many,
This is the weakness we want to play for.
too
and then if he
many
gets
too
king
many
here, what do we do?
possible openings that can come from. So I
If he ever
can't
pushes, we're gonna hop with
reduce
our
it
knight
by
here.
enough to figure
Just
it
be a
out.
little fiend, you know? Okay.
Yeah. No, I mean,
can
it
we
makes
take-
sense, yeah,
take
yeah.
this?
Now that I know it makes sense,
No.
but there are too many openings. Also,
Knight-
I feel like
knight
this is
C5.
probably the first one where I actually agree with everybody that I think it probably requires really precise play at the very get-go.
So now-
This I think is one of the
This
first.
one-
This is the first one where it requires an insane amount of
We
precision.
go to E6.
Okay, let's go B4.
Okay.
Yeah, I won that game. Yes.
Or
So I
do we
take- I
play
take
knight
again.
D3?
I
because
want to
we
remove
can't
the
take
knights.
the
So I have knight
pawn,
D4,
because
knight
then we have
F6,
bishop
knight
F2.
D6. I also have F5. I also
Yeah.
have
Knight D3, 4.
Lot
But
of
then
good
can we
ideas
defend the
here.
passer is the question.
Exactly.
Pawn
that's
takes
the
rook
better-
D1.
And I don't know
But
if we
yeah,
can defend it.
the game like.
Whoa.
What if we play
The first
here
two, I
and
think
like
they could have
this?
won.
Hold on,
This
let me
one, I think,
think.
is the first
You
one where
think.
they needed to be absolutely picture perfect, precise, and I think it's a little bit too much to ask. The first two, I think, were legitimately they had chances, but this one requires such precision. Like, I don't even remember. I
do
don't
it.
even remember the exact
This?
move right
Yeah.
off.
I don't think it's
Let me
good.
see,
I
what
think
did I
we're gonna
play
end up
here?
losing our pawn, which is our main
Did I play
advantage.
Queen
Well,
H4?
we can
Did I
push
play
D2.
C4? I didn't play
Like, we can-
Queen H4
We
is a
can push
natural move.
D2 though.
Okay.
I
don't remember
know,
what I
man.
If we
Okay,
spend
knight D3 is
42
probably a
seconds
good move. I
using
do have
Yeah,
rook
okay,
D4
calculate.
F5.
Calculate this
I'll
line. Bishop
take-
takes, pawn takes,
and go knight
rook
E4
D1,
here.
and then
Knight F6 is a
D2.
threat.
Oh,
Knight D6 is
I
also a
didn't
big
play
just
with
threat.
created a
here.
weakness, and now we have this, and now we're gonna.
Frick.
Yeah. The eval is -2, yeah.
Well-
Yeah, but the thing with the eval being -2 at the start is that, like,
well, you
it's
can't
just
take
one
the
of
pawn
those
because we
things
can
where
win the queen, so we just have to.
it's one of those
defend
things
fork
where
right
I
now,
think it
so
requires
either move your
such
king or move your
precise
rook.
play. Like, I'm not even sure right off. Is Queen F6 the best move?
He
I mean, Queen F6
he
felt like the right
can't
move
take
to
the
me on
pawn,
move
'cause
one,
it's-
but I don't know.
They have discovery.
I honestly don't know.
Yeah,
So I think
but
I'm gonna go
the problem is we're gonna lose
one
this
here
pawn.
to hit the pawn,
That's been the problem.
and the
with
queen
this
is just
idea.
so offsides here on H4.
Well, My idea was to push d2 here.
No, I mean
then
this
I
is
can
the other
take
two
now
they could
instead
have
of the
won.
rook.
This one I don't think it's really fair in a sense because I don't think they could win. They
we
would
just
win
tried
this
stuff.
one, but the other one,
What are
the other
we
two they
going
definitely
Well, it
had
doesn't
chances.
matter. I think it's already
Now, I
lost.
mean, the
You
cell
why are you
kind of
giving
falls
up so
apart,
easily?
so
It's
you go
one pawn.
G3 to
You're
hit the
giving up
queen
and it's one
and
pawn.
support the
Do you
pawn.
resign when you're down a pawn? No.
Okay, stop it.
And now I can take. I can also eat the juicer on G5.
It's not one pawn. It's that.
Let's
I
eat
don't
the
know.
juice.
It's that we're playing.
We
something
take
Well,
the
okay,
knight.
you can
if
push.
don't
You
have
can
Pawn
push
anything.
guards.
d2
Everything
now.
is kind of
Stop.
falling apart now
Stop.
for black.
Where rook is under attack.
Do you think they should get second
Can't
chance in close games? Maybe, but I think this one requires such. I don't even know what the best move is, honestly. As I look at this, I'm really not sure. Is it Queen F6?
Can't play rook there.
My instinct says it's
Yeah, I don't
Queen
know
F6
what
and you just play some
G5
positional
was.
thing.
What if
But
we
I
sack
myself
on
am
rook?
actually not sure what the
What is
best
it?
move is here.
And then the rook takes on d3.
So yeah,
And
I mean it's very tricky. Very tricky. Because now I just take and there's no fossil because I just guard everything. Let's go rook d1. And yeah, this one is pretty bad. So I can also just quietly sidestep with the king, and now there's no check. All my pieces are on light squares. When you look at this bishop on
There's
d4,
nothing else.
the king on g2. This was a
Yeah,
rapid
this
game.
is-
This was a quick chess game, which is why I think
you
I
can
found the best move.
try.
But as I look at it, it's
Push
not
a6.
obvious at all. And now it all starts to collapse.
he's turning h7, mates.
Yeah.
Wait.
Let's go here and take. And it's just
We have
this
to
one
take
just
our rook
this one's
and
just
our
too
mate,
much.
right?
I mean, they have some trick with bishop g1. Bishop g1 is a nice last try.
We have 119.
But this,
Blind playing quickly.
Oh, you should have pushed
unfortunately, I
F5.
think e6 is winning.
This queen can't.
I mean,
Oh, yes,
everything's winning
Yeah,
here.
I think you know Hassan does.
But then we could take with the queen.
E6 is actually
at
very
least if the
strong
queen
too, because
really
takes
goes-
I have
The
queen
idea is that
e6
if the
and
queen
knight
moves,
e6,
we have
which is
check
just
on the
good.
diagonal.
But yeah, this
F5
is the
here.
first one that I think is
Oh, but he blocks
probably
with the
too
queen,
much
I
to
see.
ask. The other two, I think
it
they
doesn't
could
work
have
'cause he'll
won.
block with the- he'll
But
block
this
the
one
check
is
with the
probably a
queen.
little bit too much. Oh, do I have a puzzle rush with takes? And knight
You play
e6
queen
and
b7,
bishop
but
f6?
nah, rook's hanging. It
Guess
doesn't
I
even
just
work.
take.
Queen
And
b7
it's
check.
just-
We should
yeah,
just resign here.
it's too much.
I mean,
Queen
let the
b7
audience
check,
finish
queen
it out
b7.
to see it.
No, the
And then
Tata
he's just
skill
gonna block
game.
with the
Which
queen, and then we
one?
don't have anything.
Or yeah, this was the last time they had an over the board one. Yeah, that's true. Very true. There's queen g6. There's rook
and
d4. This is the first one where
Yeah,
I
no, the
myself,
knight
I
is
think
the
I'm
one
not even sure I would find the
take,
right move here.
but
It with
rook
like
is
in
hanging,
5-minute
so
game.
if
I did
you
play
move
queen
like
h4. What was
this,
my second
Play
move after
queen
queen
f7
f3?
check, and then
Well,
win
let
the
me
bishop.
think. What did I play? c4
Yeah,
looks
that's
wrong.
An easy way to
Did
simplify
I knight
and
f6
take.
e? Did I go knight f6?
Okay, for the next game, we can go for your instinct.
I must have
That's
gone knight
fine
f6
with
because
me.
I had some cheese with bishop f2, queen
I
f2,
see
knight
he's
g4. Did I go?
thinking
I went
there.
knight f6, right? Did I go knight f6?
What is he
No, it
thinking?
doesn't have to be my instinct, but I think if one of us
I
strongly
can also
feels
just take
an idea is wrong, let's just go for something
And check.
else. Yeah, I think you take, and now he plays.
And now I force the
We'll just-
queens
we'll
off
just
the
let him
board, and
finish
now I
it off,
collect the
just
rook,
to
and
show-
that's game over.
Just to show chat. There you go.
Yeah. No, that's too much.
Okay.
This one was.
I have a feeling we started with the complete wrong idea from like move one.
No, queen h4 is apparently correct. It's what I played in this game, but after queen f3, there's this move g5, which I don't know if it's the best move, but it's what I played in the
Oh.
game. I mean, this is the first one where I think it's too difficult to figure it out, because I think there really is only one move. I think g5 is the only move that's probably good, because otherwise, like in the game after c4 e5, if I get my knight to e4, black doesn't really have much. I mean, black's probably fine, but it's not -2 or -3, whatever it starts out as. So
And
it's
after
like, yeah.
g5, so if f takes g5, do you go for bishop e5?
I think there probably are multiple moves that
Or-
are good. I also think knight e5 might be good. Because if
Got
white
it.
goes like queen f5, you have bishop f2.
Right.
And-
Bishop f2. Wait, and then if you can't take it because of knight to g4. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, it's pretty hard to find g5, but basically the point is that if white ever gets e5 and knight e4, white's completely fine.
So what happened?
Yeah, well, I mean, I just think it's even for myself. I remember when I played this game, I thought I was much better, but like I had to be very careful because I knew that like one wrong move and then white would be completely fine in that game. So it's just a situation where I think this one's really hard. If you don't
Right.
if you don't know the idea of g5, like I think g5 is the only move where black is even probably better. I think everything else
Okay.
black is just equal.
Interesting. And where did you play this game?
This was in India in 2019 in Calcutta. It was against Pantala Harikrishna.
So when Chessbait picks these positions and you see them for the first time, do you remember when, where, and who?
The first two, I mean, I got the first one. The second one I probably would have gotten if I hadn't confused the colors. But like this one, I had no idea, and the main reason I had no idea is because the structure at the start could come out of anything. Like with the pawns on G6, F7, and H7, it could come out of like a King's Indian or a Grunfeld, especially with the pawns being on like A6, B5, C5. So it could be like King's Indian, it could be a Grunfeld. This game was actually out of E4, E5 as a Rui Lopez. So I didn't know because the structure didn't really ring any bells. If I can have some idea of what the opening is, I probably have like a 25% chance of sort of figuring it out. But like this one, I didn't know what the opening was, so there literally was no way of even guessing really.
Oh, okay. That's kind of cool. For some reason, I thought that you could just remember most of them, but it does make more sense that it has to be based on some pattern, like the opening.
Yeah, it's because like it's like the first one, for example. I could just sort of tell that there weren't many sort of situations where you would have those pieces undeveloped and a king on d8, a bishop on e6. So I mean
that one was magical. That one I don't think you forget if you've played.
Well, it was also a very memorable game. It was like really important in my career, so that also helps because those
makes
sorts
sense.
of games you remember much more so.